Hi YouTube! We're here today to play some Mario Kart World with none other than Triss. Thank you for being here, Triss.
Ahoy! Hello. I'm always excited for Mario Kart.
Yeah, so the funny thing about that, I'm really bad at Mario Kart. I've always been really bad at Mario Kart. I've played every Mario Kart. There was a while on the DS, actually, a while where I worked really hard to try and be good at Mario Kart. Like, I learned how to snake. I learned how to, like, do pretty good in the online battles. I, like, really put time and effort into it. And then it just, like, from there went all downhill. But Triss, tell us about your qualifications, because you're not bad at Mario Kart like I am. You're pretty good.
I like to think I'm pretty good at Mario Kart. I play too much. I have over 100 hours in World already.
Wow.
I play far too much Mario Kart in general, all the games. And then near the end of 8 Deluxe's life cycle, I attempted to try going a bit more competitive at one of Nintendo's tournaments, and I got into the big championship cup for it. I got the controller to show I participated, so I clearly know something about Mario Kart, allegedly.
You do. I saw you driving on stage. It was very cool. So
That was a fun PAX a few years back.
And how do you feel about Mario Kart World? Are you enjoying it? I'm assuming.
Oh, I'm loving this.
Yeah.
I'm loving this game, and the fact that for what feels like the first time ever with Mario Kart, the skill ceiling's like really high up too.
Well, about that. So what we're going to be doing today is Triss is going to be helping me hopefully get like a little bit less bad at Mario Kart. I can't hope to become as good as they are, or as good as most people are, maybe even, but but if I could just be a little better, just like not consistently come in 16th place in online matches and stuff like that, I'll be happy. I'll be thrilled.
I think the goal to come out of this is to feel like you have a better idea of what you're doing. I think is the main thing. Because as long as you have an idea of what you're doing, then it kind of just comes down to the actual practice and application. Is really it.
I can tell you off the bat, you know, like I understand drifting, and I sort of understand most concepts. I have a lot of trouble with well, I have a lot of trouble with pretty much everything. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, well, wait, before we get in, can we talk about cars a little bit?
Yes, I did want to talk about that a little bit. So,
cool. Pull it up.
For the most part, like, obviously, like, the standard cart or the pipe frame, they have, like, a slight difference in stats, but those are two very balanced vehicles that are always good for, like, starting off or having, like a good idea of where you're going with just the character pick. They're fairly balanced. But for characters like Peach, some vehicles that tend to do fairly well to benefit stats of Peach and honestly many other characters. The baby blooper is the one that you see everywhere online. That's like the quote unquote the meta vehicle.
Do I even have it unlocked? Oh no.
I think the baby blooper is one of the starting ones. It
I
should
found
be.
it. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like much of a baby blooper.
No,
in my
it
defense.
doesn't. Honestly, it looks closer to like a space rover or something like that.
Yeah, kind of. The Mars rover. That's it.
But the baby blooper is like typically like pretty good. That's kind of like the meta vehicle you'll see most people playing, regardless of who they're playing as. The Mac Rocket, which should be 2 just below the bike, that is also a fairly good pick. Stats are a bit different on it, but it has some pretty good acceleration, so if you ever like get hit, you can get back up to your top speed pretty quickly. And its top speed is pretty similar to the baby bloopers, so the stats are pretty similar there, where learning one or the other would be pretty good. Otherwise, I mean, your typical B dasher will always do pretty well. It's actually really balanced in its stats now that I look at it with Peach. If you don't have it unlocked, a lot of vehicles share stats with the B dasher. The Roadster Royale, the Hot Rod, the Ribbit Revster. the rally cart. I'm
just
scrolling
scrolling
through them right
all.
now. The Bumblebee, the Cloud9, the Carpet Flyer. They all share, all those ones share stats. I don't know why that many share stats, but I guess it gives some good variety for a pretty good pick overall.
I think I might go with the Mock Rocket.
Okay.
I don't have a strong... I like that it has slightly higher handling stat, which I think I might need. So that's... I'm going to go with it. Also, I appreciate that it shows off my sticker, which I'm going to, for right now, use the one of Princess Peach scared from Boo Cinema. So.
That is a pretty good one.
All right, I'm in on my Mock Rocket.
All right, if you head over to Mario Brothers Circuit, you can just open the map with Y and warp over.
Oops, I opened the wrong button. See, this is my problem. I pressed the wrong buttons.
Mario Brothers Circuit's on the far west, so far left.
Oh, I could have just looked at where your little...
little Cataquack.
Yeah, he's over there waiting. So do you always play with Cataquack now?
Mostly. I mean, I still tend to play a lot of, like, Rosalina, Pauline, like, King Boo, like, the usuals, but I love Cataquacks as well, so I had to cycle them into my mains. And then I learned the Cataquack has the same stats as Rosalina anyway, so it kind of works out.
I'm just gonna crash into the Shy Guy for a minute.
I was gonna say, I see we're blocking traffic a little bit here. Main thing to keep in mind, I mean, you mentioned, like, you have a pretty good handle on things like drifting and, like, I imagine in that case, so. Like, well, I mean, we can practice it if you want.
I'm gonna be honest, I find drifting a lot easier in this game compared with 8 Deluxe. Okay. I don't know why, like, something about the turns just make more sense to me in this game, for whatever it counts.
The main thing you want to make sure you're doing when you're drifting is you kind of need to, like, cycle the stick kind of back and forth to build up the mini turbo. So, you start with the blue, and then it goes to, like, an orange, and then it used to go purple in Mario Kart 8, but now it's that kind of rainbowy spark. That's for, like, the highest level mini turbo, for the maximum speed boost you would get out of it.
Okay.
If you were to try drifting around the turns at different ones, you would definitely notice the speed difference you get from it.
When you're actively drifting, if you just hold in one direction, or if you don't even, like, use a direction, that's not as quick as if you're, like,
that's like a base
joystick.
Speed for it. Yeah, if you're going back and forth, you'll tend to get it a bit faster.
Okay. I see.
You also get it a bit faster if you do it diagonally of the direction you're trying to go.
Oh.
So and I think that's because it's taking multiple directions. So it's taking, like, a horizontal, like, it's taking, like, left and up, for example. So if you tilt the stick at, like, a 45-degree angle, so to the diagonals instead of just up and down or just left and right, you will build it a little bit faster as well.
So if it was at, like, instead of 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, it was 1 o'clock. You know what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah.
Picture a clock.
Like 2, 10.
Yeah, the in-betweens.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little hard to explain, like, why it works, but, like, if you, like, just going around the turns, like, if you try it, you'll see it does build up a little bit faster.
I think I'm getting a hang of it. Hold on. I never really pushed that.
Why we start with drifting.
Yeah. I feel like I usually just kind of do whatever I feel like doing to keep myself steady while drifting. So.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you definitely, like, move it back and forth to kind of make sure you're not, veering off the side when you're drifting, or making sure you don't bump right into the wall, kind of keep you in place. And it definitely works for that. But you also want to make sure you're building up a mini turbo. That being said, you don't need to build up to the rainbow one, the ultra one, every time. Just because sometimes it's more beneficial to get in, like, the orange one, like the super. Like, because you'll get that faster. And then try getting in another drift or two before the end of the turn.
Cool. I feel like an expert.
Rather than one long one, you'll get a few more decently sized speed boosts that will add up to more, especially if you're kind of hugging the corner. And I don't know if it's exactly correct because of potential latency, but I see you're also getting the slipstream by hanging right behind me.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very strong in this game, actually. Probably the strongest it's ever been.
Now that you mention it, I feel like I've experienced that a couple times, where like you get way more of a boost than you're even expecting.
Yeah, you get a really good boost from that, and especially if you're ever like middle of the pack. As long as you're not gonna ram into someone's shells, if you have an opportunity to get a slipstream off somebody, you definitely should try to do that. It is a great way to get you to pull ahead of someone just on a straightaway. Even if they're faster than you, it can give you enough of a speed boost that it really makes that difference.
And when you're trying to get a slipstream, is it like just go directly behind them? Is there like okay, that's easy.
you don't have to be, and like you can kind of like move a little bit. So like if they have an item, you try not to hit it. You can kind of like try to dodge around it, but if you move too far away from behind them, you won't be getting the slipstream anymore. So it doesn't have to be like directly behind them, but you can't really be too far to the sides of them either.
Cool. All right.
It is definitely harder to practice here in free roam when there's not many of us. That's something that's better to practice when we jump into actual races. One thing that is handy, since we have the items to practice here, because I noticed earlier you were throwing the green shells behind you. Were you looking behind you when throwing them, or
no? I'm so
them?
bad about that.
Yeah. So pressing the X button to look behind you is definitely really handy. Anyone that's ever watched me play Mario Kart, you'll notice I press it and I like go back to normal view so quickly. You'd think I didn't get anything from it, but I use it to make sure there isn't someone right behind me that's gonna throw something at me. So especially if I ever hear like green shells, I make sure to look behind me to know how to move out of the way. And sometimes knowing, because the controls don't flip. So sometimes knowing the correct direction to input when you flip your screen can be a little confusing.
Yeah.
Takes a little getting used to, but yeah. Basically, making sure to look behind you every now and then, especially on like a straightaway, is handy because one, you won't really bump into anything on a straightaway, but two, if there's anyone behind you, either maybe they're trying to slipstream off of you, maybe they are holding a green shell and they're trying to get just the perfect angle on you. It allows you to move out of the way before anything happens. Or if you hear shells, you know, aimed at you in the background, it lets you look behind you to see where they're coming from and how to dodge out of the way.
And if somebody's trying to slipstream off of you, are you supposed to, like, not let them?
Yeah, because otherwise they're going to pull ahead of you.
Yeah, that's fair.
So the only real time I would say it's worth letting someone slipstream off of you is if they have triple mushrooms, because they're likely to bump into you, and then you'll get a speed boost from hitting their mushrooms. But that's like a very situational time.
Very specific.
That's like very specific. For the most part, it is better to just make sure they don't. In the middle of the pack, that's kind of impossible because they're kind of just getting it off of the whole group. But when it's like, you know, let's say you're in like 4th or 5th, and it's someone like right behind you and there's not many others around, that's definitely one where if you can kind of move a bit to try to get them off your tail, that would help.
So that was you just kind of like move to the side or try to move to the side.
Yeah. That's just, you know, change your positioning a little bit. See if you can shake them off you so they're not gonna ride in your slipstream and get a speed boost.
Cool.
So then, now my next question for you in terms of getting faster. Just covering bases, making sure. You know how the tricks work, right?
Yeah, going off like a ramp and things like that.
Well, that's... So, in Mario Kart 8 and earlier, it was just off of a ramp.
Yeah.
But now, in this game, it's really just any time you're in the air. And so, any sort of air time, you could do the trick. And typically, if you do one when you land, you'll get a speed boost. But though this game lets you do multiples, you don't get extra speed boost for each one that you do. Instead, doing multiple tricks when you're in like a larger bit of airtime, typically that helps you kind of orient yourself a bit more. You can use it to move around a bit more, change your direction, line up properly, things like that. We'll test that a bit more in other places where it comes into play, but it's stuff to keep in mind for it. The main thing really is you want to make sure to do a trick when you can, because it will give you a speed boost when you land.
Okay.
It is more beneficial, typically, to do it when the opportunity is there than to not. The only time that's really not the case is when you're doing like higher level play time trial stuff, which you're not going to be doing, I expect.
Nope.
So
Nope.
that shouldn't be much of a problem.
All right. I'm trying to find like a good. Oh, here. Something to trick off of.
Yes, and the rail riding is another thing to get into as well, because the new mechanics of this game, the rail riding and the wall riding, are definitely pretty good, and they add a lot to the game, I think. So with rails, you could literally jump up, like you just press the jump button when on the rail, and you jump up in the air and then you land immediately back on the rail. That gives you a little speed boost. So if you hold on to a rail and you kind of make sure to jump here and there, so if we head back around to the one you were on earlier, you'll get a couple speed boosts on it just by doing a couple tricks on it.
Uh-huh.
You can also make sure to trick off of it whenever you want by holding left or right and doing the trick.
Oops. I didn't think about that. I didn't think that one through. I just side jumped off of it. Hold on. Pause. Coming back.
Well,
oh, there's some rails down here.
This is when something that's helpful in free roam and, you know, practicing these things. If you press down on the D-pad, you kind of go backwards. You kind of like go back in time.
I should have rewound.
Yeah, the rewind. It's really good in this for practice purposes.
I can't get that far back. Should have done it a little faster.
That's okay. It's there for next time.
There's some nice rails over here for practicing. The, like,
oh, yes.
The in-ground pipes.
Green ones? Yeah.
Oops, if I don't crash into a truck. Where am I? Oh, so here's something I really have had a hard time grasping. Is a charge jump? Is that what it's called?
Yes. Okay, that was actually the next thing I was going to talk about.
Cool.
Too, so
I need a lot of help there because I don't. So okay, this is what I think my problem is with the charge jump. Is my understanding is you have to be going, and then you hold. Oops, hold on, I used the star. And then you hold, and when you wait for the little spark, and then you let go, and you do a little jump. But if you are pressing in any direction, it does not work, right?
Yeah.
Because it's going to do the wrong thing.
Yeah. Basically, it is drifting without turning.
Right.
So if you hold down like you would when drifting, but you don't start a turn, you'll kind of hold in place, you'll kind of build up this jump, and when you do the jump, you do a little trick and you get a little speed boost. But you do slow down a little bit when charging it. So typically, the best time to use it is when there's something you can follow up with. So if we go back to this tunnel that we passed through here by Mario Brothers Circuit, if you charge jump and then hold to the side and go towards the wall, you can use that as a way to start wall riding. And then when you trick off the wall, you'll land with the speed boost. So that's kind of a way that speeds you up a little bit as well. So because this is a good straight way to test it.
Oops.
And then you trick towards the wall.
Time. Hold that thought.
That's fine. As we go, as you go through, you just turn around.
Oh no. Okay, hold on. I need practice here.
No, that's fine.
So hold on. Let me watch you do it. I'm watching.
Yeah.
Okay. Back up.
Yeah, you gotta have enough acceleration when approaching the wall to do it. And you don't need to be aimed directly at the wall. It can help, but...
Hey! I bounced off the wall.
Yeah, perfect.
Woo.
Sometimes there's definitely like some shortcuts in the game where like you want to hold on to the wall as long as they'll let you. Where like the literal shortcut is like you get to it by grinding the wall as long as you can.
Ah.
Like, Dandelion Depths has one, for example.
And what determines how long you can hold on to the wall? Is it just...
I believe it is your speed. So basically, if you approach the wall with a lot of speed, as you do the wall jump, you'll be able to hold on for longer before jumping off. But some of them, it definitely feels like you're just automatically working your way up the wall, and some walls feel like they will just hold on to you for longer. And I think those are the ones intended for shortcuts. But maybe that's just a placebo effect.
Interesting. So how do people discover these shortcuts? Is it just hours and hours
That's a great
playing?
question. Yeah. Well, funny enough, in some instances, the hard level computers actually know when to wall ride.
Oh, copy 'em.
So, yeah, that's actually how some of the tricks in this game were found. Like in DK Pass, there's that like sign of DK right after like one of the first turns. People saw the computers just jumping, like charge jumping at the sign as a shortcut, and that's what made them start figuring things out like that.
It's funny.
Which is ridiculous, because you wouldn't never think to do that otherwise. It's the way this game works. With when you're in the air, pretty much anything you hit will give you an extra trick. So some shortcuts basically rely on just hitting as many things in the air as you can. But not many of those are going to come up in an actual race, because there's too many other factors, including other players that'll knock you out of the way, or items and things like that.
So one thing I think didn't click with me until just now is in my head, I think I was like so paranoid of like, don't touch the joystick while charge jumping. But like as soon as you get that little spark, you can do whatever you want, right?
Yeah. Yep. So you could definitely like you could definitely like turn and move a bit. It's just you're kind of mostly locked to moving forward, so you don't have as much movement.
Yeah.
But you can, if you need to, like, you know, realign yourself or something. There's a little bit you could still do. It's basically just once you get the jump going, you can move. But until you have like the proper charge jump going, because if you input a direction before then, it's just going to take it as a drift.
Right. And I don't want to drift. I want to jump.
Right.
Cool. All right. I feel like I should do some independent practice with this one tonight or something, right before Donkey Kong comes out.
It takes time. There's definitely here. If we go to Dandelion Depths. I'll show this one because this is probably a good showcase of it in action.
Where is Dandelion Depths?
Kind of follow the road here, so you know, assuming we're like actually playing the course. There is a section coming up on the right over here where it becomes the actual like dirt wall. If you jump at the wall, you hold on to it, and then if you jump after the kind of the metal part, you'll reach this upper path.
Hold on, I'm gonna do it.
Yep.
I see the coins and everything. Oh, a peach medallion.
Yeah, they have the coins showing you to set you up there.
Oops. Hold on. Wait, I can rewind.
Yep. If you rewind, if you practice it, this is kind of a great place to show you how like you can hold on to the wall.
I did that wrong.
So in this case, instead of doing a charge jump, you want to make sure you trick at that kind of red bump there, because that's an actual ramp. So you can trick off of that if you have enough speed going at it. So if you do it close enough to the wall that you trick and you kind of tilt your stick towards the wall, you should automatically the wall should catch you.
Wow.
There you
go.
And then as soon as you hit the red ones, yep.
Whee!
There you go.
That was fun. Oh, coins.
And that's a shortcut.
Going too fast.
The other problem with this game. There's another one in here, though this one's much harder. This one's much harder to actually get because it requires going up pretty high.
I just watched you do it. That was cool. Whatever you just did. Oh, I see. Okay,
there's definitely a lot of places where they kind of show it off with coins, and if they show it off for coins, that means you can do the wall grinding there, and it'll lead you somewhere. Free Roam's pretty good about trying to show you where the shortcuts for the actual courses are. That's the outer edge of the turn, though, so I wouldn't really recommend doing that in an actual race. It just gets the idea across that sometimes you can immediately get back on the wall to get more speed boost out of it.
Okay, that makes more sense. I did get briefly distracted by some toads. Oh.
That's okay. It happens.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'll show you if you come
Whee!
here.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, so this wall.
This wall? That I just crashed into?
So if you trick, and then you... Oh, I just messed it up that time.
Good rewind.
Back a little further.
I'm backing up so I can watch. Ah! Don't fall! Okay.
Alright. So, you charge jump. I aim it at the wall. I trick twice, and I aim back towards the wall. You can keep riding the wall and keep getting speed boosts off of it.
Wow. That looked hard, but I could try.
It's one of those, it definitely looks harder than it actually is. Because it's basically exactly what you did before of holding onto the wall, and then you do a trick, but you tilt the stick back towards the wall. So you go back towards it. You have a lot more aerial control than you would realize when it comes to this kind of stuff.
What?
There you go.
Well...
Like I said, that specific wall, I wouldn't apply that in an actual race, because that's the outer wall, and as you saw, you could easily fall off.
Yeah.
But it's still the principle of it, right? The fact that you could hold on to walls for longer. And get more speed boost off of them that way. That's also really good for that last big turn at Sky High Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Because it works just like this, except it's the inner. It's the inner one, so that one actually is very beneficial to do there.
I feel like there's a lot of places to trick in Sky High Sunday. Well, there's in every single map. That's the thing.
Yeah. That's part of what takes a lot of experimenting with this and really kind of practicing and seeing what you're able to do and figure out as you play.
Yeah. I just got one of the panels, so there's that.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's one thing too I've learned about this game. The P switches and the locations of the panels and the Peach medallions are really there to help you learn the different tech in this game, learn the different strategies.
I just
and they really help you. Yeah, but they're laid out there to help you understand that, which I think makes them designed fairly well, more than some people give them credit for, I think.
Yeah, I think that's true. I see right here. I don't remember if we did this one or not, but there's a wall that it clearly wants me to trick onto, so I'm gonna do it. And I found a pile of coins.
Perfect.
And I got a sticker. It all worked out.
Exactly. It all came together in there.
Cool. I have questions about items. And also about quote-unquote bagging that people talk about.
Yeah, so that's when I could put us in an actual race to try to test these things and get a good understanding of them.
Okay.
So let me
get this panel first. Hold on.
Yeah. Let me know when to start it, but I'll put us on 150cc. I'll do normal computers for now. And I'll do 10-second intermissions. We'll just do the 3 races just so I can get it across.
Oh, see that wall definitely held me for way longer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Some of them, it feels like ones that have shortcuts will hold you for longer. Maybe that's just a placebo. Maybe it's just a matter of the speed you have heading towards it. But okay, so for this, I'm gonna say pick any of them, but pick a route. Pick going to somewhere instead of the 3 laps of a course.
So how do I do that?
So in this case, if it has those arrows heading towards a course, and that little selection there, that means it's a route instead of the full course. When in a friend room like this, if you press the plus button when doing course selection, it opens up the map and you can move anywhere. And if you select a course, you can choose either the course or that gives you the big list of anywhere from that course to a different one. So that's how you can pick all the routes. So
I see.
I have us doing this because this is the best example of longer courses that you might want to hold on to items for, but also you'll really want to make sure if you get mushrooms or any sort of speed boosting item, you make use of it to cut across any of the off-road sections, because there's a lot of them in these kind of intermission courses, as everybody calls them.
Whoa. I'm hitting cars. That's probably not how you do good.
You could charge jump off the cars. And
Really?
Bounce off the top of them. Yeah, if you do a charge jump and you land on the car, you do a trick.
I got a boomerang. That was
So
my...
boomerangs are good for, you want to throw them into the crowd.
Yeah.
You also don't really want to hold on to a boomerang for too long, though. You really use it to like annoy a specific like couple of players if you keep hitting them with it. But you don't want to hold on to it for too long because unlike in Mario Kart 8, you can't like alternate it with a different item. So it kind of just sits there in the item slot until it's gone.
How do you feel about, I didn't get it just now. I tried unsuccessfully. But, oh. I was going to say, how do you feel about the drive-through food bags?
I like them. I like them. They're not quite as good as mushrooms. I mean, I think they're charming. In terms of charm,
Yeah.
I think they're great. In terms of applying them in gameplay, I mean, they are great for speed boosts,
Oops.
but they're tiered. So, like, kind of like how you can get a mushroom or a triple mushroom, you'll notice, like, when you hit a food bag, the food options in it, it'll give you a few different ones. Those are also like tiered. Like the more grand it looks, the longer the speed boost you'll get from it is. So I'll let you get this one.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay,
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I was actually looking behind me in my camera.
There you go.
Okay, feather. I hate the feather. Should I not
So
hate the feather? Because I hate it.
So the feather, if you have like a red shell or something coming at you, you
Uh-huh.
can use it to dodge.
Is that primarily what it's used for?
Yeah, it's like a defensive item. You can use it to dodge an item coming at you. And if you do a trick after already getting in the air, you'll then get a speed boost when you land.
Uh-huh.
You can also use it for smaller shortcuts that may not require a full mushroom to get through. But if it's like a really tight turn, you can use that as a kind of way to just hop over it. You can also use it as a way to kind of like, instead of a charge jump, you can use that to kind of trick towards a wall or something.
Oh, I just jumped over the item boxes. This is why I hate it. Oh, you could trick onto the wall with a feather. I
Yep.
see. That is smart. That's what I should have done just now instead of jumping over the item boxes.
So one thing that's kind of big to keep in mind with the items is anything that gives you a speed boost will be inherently just very helpful.
Yeah.
And not just because obviously it's a speed boost, but because especially in this game where so much of the game are these routes where you're heading to a course, there's a lot of shortcut potential in most of them, where because they're following like the main roads, most of the off-road, as long as it's kind of going in that direction, won't be out of bounds. So if you have enough ways to speed boost through, you could get like really good cuts, like all the way through. Golden mushrooms especially are helpful for that. So speed boost items,
golden
mushrooms, golden
mushrooms.
mushrooms, those are best to save when it comes to these kind of courses. Like even if you're in like 18th place or something, if you get one, you'll want to save it for where you can find one of those bigger cuts. And you can typically find them based on the direction the main road is going. If you look ahead and you see, oh, the road really like curves here, there should be like a whole thing of off-road that you could just go straight all the way through if you wanted to. This should be a good one to find those areas with shortcuts. It's just a matter of if we have speed boost items at the time.
Okay. Oops.
Do you know the holding down the
Yeah.
A button? Okay.
I used to do it by sound, and then a lot of people made fun of me and said that was wrong. So now I do it, but I have a bad time at paying attention. So if I'm not like concentrating right as the
So
race
this
is
area,
starting, yeah.
for example, you're all on like the wider turn there, but I use the mushroom to cut through. Oh, also
Oh,
since
I
I
see,
have
like
it, I can
this grass
describe
up here.
this.
Whee!
Yeah, the grass up here also.
Oh wait,
is
I have a
one.
mushroom too.
If you have a boo item, Because I remember this because I just had Boo. You do not lose speed for going off-road with Boo.
Really?
So you can take shortcuts with Boo. Or something. Like, I don't really know why, but you could take shortcuts with Boo. You don't get the speed boost advantage of, like, having done it with a mushroom, but you can go in the off-road as long as, you know, ideally you don't pop back into reality in the middle of the off-road, because that definitely won't help.
I have a good mushroom. I'm looking for an
Okay, so Choco Mountain here is one where you see like the really dark chocolate, mud, whatever it is, like the darker ones. Those are ones where you would need to mushroom through in order to get through. Otherwise, it's like the out of bounds. And so if we kind of look around as we make our turns here in Choco Mountain, there's a lot of areas that you would be able to cut through with the mushroom.
I cannot tell you how many times I've gotten the golden
the golden shell?
The golden shell and thought it was a golden mushroom and got so excited, and then I see it's a shell and I'm like, I don't want this.
Oh, believe me, I understand that. It happens a lot to me online too. No, this is good. This is good. In terms of other things or items, the main thing to keep in mind too is, especially if you're high up in first, or like near like the top or in the middle.
Yeah.
You want to try to hold on to items to protect yourself, because somewhere someone has a red shell that they're just waiting for the opportunity to throw at someone who's defenseless.
Yeah, and I don't do
so,
that. I don't ever remember that. That's what I have to remember.
Yeah, like you can definitely use your items offensively to try to get ahead, but if you do so, you want to make sure you're going to pass someone in the process, so that you're not an immediate target for items. It's risky, especially if you're ever in first and you're trying to get better items to hold on to. Like maybe you don't want a coin and a banana, maybe you want to try to get the super horn or a mushroom or something. It's definitely risky, but it is worth cycling. You just need to really weigh the options based on everyone else around you. If you're really far ahead, you might be able to take the risk, but if like someone's right behind you, they might have something ready for you.
Oh, I just like completely wasted opportunities to shortcut in there. That's okay. It'll be fine.
It takes getting used to really looking for them. So the triple reds are definitely good offensively in this case, because if you have, I mean, you're in like second, third around there. You have the 3 shells. You could take out most of them at that point.
So when you're playing on like, I'm gonna say a competitive level, but like what I mean is, just like against people who know what they're doing.
Right.
And they're all doing the same things, the same tricks, the same everything. Like, what is the secret sauce to get ahead? Is it knowing the shortcuts? Is it...
The shortcuts definitely help, but
luck.
I think some of it is the luck of what item you get, because, if you get a triple mushroom when someone else gets a single mushroom, yeah, you can do a lot more with that.
Yeah.
But I think a good part of it is also finding the right time to apply using your items. And I find this true for any Mario Kart, because, yeah, knowing the course for the right shortcuts helps, but if you know you could take a turn tighter with a single mushroom, as opposed to someone who's just using triple mushrooms at first opportunity, it might help you more, kind of thing. So I think it's a case of being able to identify when you feel is the best use of your items. Which can be difficult.
Yeah.
Because, again, a lot of risk versus reward with it. Sometimes you use your item and immediately you'll get hit by something. Or, the other one, you'll hold on to items for too long, and then someone comes in with the lightning and you lose the items anyway. Yeah. You mentioned bagging as one thing from earlier. So, what bagging is basically hanging further back and getting better items because of it, and then saving those better items for, so like that way you get like a let's say you get a gold mushroom and a bullet bill, and you're in like 18th, and you're on one of those routes we just did. Well, if you wait for the best opportunity to completely cut through instead of taking a proper turn with the gold mushroom and then use the bullet bill, that might shoot you up from 18th to like third.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I watched the whole documentary on YouTube. I'll link it below. About bluing yourself. Did you watch that?
I have.
Which is I mean, that was pre Mario Kart World days, but a similar
Right.
concept of bagging to get the blue shell and then challenging yourself to get back up to first place so you can blue yourself. So that's my experience with bagging. Is that?
I see. Up the computers to hard this time.
Oh boy.
And I'm gonna have us pick a specific route to start.
Okay. Which one?
We're gonna do, if you press plus to change, we're gonna do, if you go to Mario Brothers Circuit, we're gonna do the one to, I believe it's the one to Desert Hills.
Okay.
Yes, because there's a bunch of turns here that have a good like shortcut potential if you have the right items. But some of them are a bit more hidden in this case. So in this case, I'm gonna say, don't go for the speed boost at the start. Try to hang back a little bit.
Okay.
Not for bagging purposes, but in this case, just to kind of like try to better our chances of having the right items for them.
Okay. And is it so like if you're in first, you're less likely to get mushrooms too?
Right. Yeah, you're less likely to get a lot of speed boost items.
Okay.
You could get a mushroom in first. It's more of a rare one, but you could get one.
Okay.
Okay, so since you also have triples, if you hug the wall right here, there's a gliding panel.
Yeah.
So it takes 1 or 2 mushrooms to get here, depending on when you start them. And then you could actually rail grind.
I didn't make it. I tried.
That's okay.
I was close.
Yeah.
And I guess if you are in first and likely not getting those mushrooms, you could still get the food. So.
Yep. Yeah, you can still get the food. You can't like dodge a blue shell with it, for example, but it's still good speed boost that you could even use like on turns if you wanted to be able to, you know, keep ahead a little bit. Desert Hills has all these off-road sections that if you had mushrooms, you'd be able to cut through all of them.
Just go straight across.
Yeah, you can go straight across. You can go like in between that pole and the wall back there. Coming up ahead, there's like the really big turns on the left. You could just cut through all of this and completely ignore it. So this is one where if you had speed boost, you could cut so much of the course out.
Waluigi horned me.
Oh, the super horns. The super horns are aggressive in this game.
Yeah.
They're hard to watch out for too, because you can't really see if someone has one until it's too late. But people definitely use them pretty offensively. Typically, you just don't want to use one if there's like a blue shell on the map. Unless, obviously, you're in first place and you're trying to... So, I just picked this one because it's not a route, so it doesn't have all like those special shortcuts.
I just flew off the side of the map. It's all good.
It also has a lot going on as you go from point A to point B, and it's definitely a good case of trying to do what you can to use your items at the right time, kind of course. So like, there's a little shortcuts on these long turns at the end of each lap that you could cut through, because it's like grass.
Yeah.
You could cut through those with mushrooms or speed boost items. The main thing to keep in mind with a course like this is definitely like making sure to protect yourself with an item. Make sure you never leave yourself defenseless, because it is much harder to come back up in a course like this, because there's not many opportunities for shortcuts.
Yeah.
So if you end up falling further down, the only real way up will end up being like, yeah, if you get a gold mushroom, you might be able to cut like those turns, but they're so far apart that it won't do very much. You only really get to use it for one of those turns. And the most helpful item in that case would end up being like either the lightning for whoever used it.
I did
or
lightning.
oh, good. or a bullet bill in that case. So otherwise, it is trying to keep yourself safe as you try to get ahead of the pack, or because there's a lot of tight, narrow sections of this course, you could definitely try to use your items more offensively to take out everyone around you. Like, the Super Horn is great because it's an AoE. So if you can hit if you feel confident you can hit more than one person with it, it's worth it. But that is also then the risk of you're then defenseless most likely afterwards.
Charge.
So you start a charge jump because you don't actually have to like do any of those turns there.
Oh, okay. The problem is rewind. Oh, I can't rewind far back enough. Oh, yes, I can. All right, try this again. Hold on. I'm doing something wrong. Can you demonstrate for me?
Yeah, let me head back over there. Okay, so as you move, you do the charge jump. And you want to make sure to be like head on with it. As soon as you hit it, you do a trick off of it, and you kind of like move the stick towards where you're trying to go. In this case, you want to move the stick towards the area. Ahead.
Oh. I keep ending up on the wall. Hold on. But I was closer that time.
It's like not getting enough speed, basically.
Yeah, that time I did it.
Okay, nice.
Okay, one more try. Yeah, my problem was I was, oops, I forgot to actually charge jump. I was charging, and I was, I think jumping too late.
That might be it, yeah, because you're not getting enough height off of it.
But I just did it twice in a row.
Okay, good. Starting to get it.
Should do it one more time. Oops, hold on, I went too far back. 3 times in a row, and then I hit a car.
Very good. Realistically, a lot of the strategies in this really do end up coming down to practicing it. You know, trying to get a good handle on rail grinding and wall riding, and even then, just like the kind of drifts that you could do, keeping an eye out for when would be a good time to use like a mushroom shortcut or something like that. Because there's a lot to keep in mind when it comes to, you know, how many courses are in this game.
Yeah, there's a lot. But having the base skills is good. It's a good start. It's a good start.
And practicing, I think practicing like the main courses is definitely like more helpful in the long run. And, you know, as a short-term practice, I think, over the routes, because you're going to be able to apply things in the 3-lap courses or whichever ones we end up doing.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to apply those a lot more easily because you could pull up practice for those. You can run around in free run like we are now, or you can, just pull up a versus race and try things out in those courses. Or you could even look at the time trials if you wanted to. I like watching time trial goes to see what kind of things you can do in a course. I never expect to actually do well against like the worldwide ghost or anything like that, like the world record ghost. I mean, mm-hmm. I never sit there thinking, oh yeah, I could beat it. But I look to see what kind of things I can learn from it, and then what's doable is basically what I try to do. I try to replicate what the ghosts do as best I can.
Are the world record ghosts like really crazy good, I assume?
Some of them really are. Some of them feel impossible. Like, I don't know how they would ever do this. But some of them definitely feel a lot more achievable in terms of being able to do it yourself. It takes a lot of practice. And in your case, I would say the main things really would be, making sure you understand like the charge jump into the rail grinding and wall riding when you see opportunities for those that would make sense to do.
Yeah.
And making sure your drifts are going well around turns. Try to hug the innermost part of the turn as best you can. Take your turns not as wide because it definitely helps you save time. And especially if there's a way to shortcut, someone will.
Yeah.
The upside down. I'll go with that. I'll go with the upside down one.
I'll go with, I guess, this one. Do I have a better expression? Does Cataquack have expressions?
No. Cataquack does not have any expressions.
That makes sense, I suppose. So I feel like I've learned a lot. So thank you so much for the lessons in Mario Kart World today, Tris.
I mean, thank you for having me for Mario Kart. I always find it fun. This is new for me. I've never really tried to teach anyone things about Mario Kart, so this is
Professor Tris.
Interesting.
Senpai, no sensei. I can't even get my. You can be senpai and sensei. It's fine.
Sure.
So I know where we can find you, but if you could tell the world where to find you and watch you.
Yes, you can find me over on YouTube or Twitch at Toontress. I do a lot of Nintendo-focused coverage, of course. Obviously, right now, the big thing is still Mario Kart, but I have plenty of other fun things planned going forward, so...
Yes, I love your deep dives, the deep dives into content, the games as they're coming out. You have an eye for spotting things. I don't know.
I am waiting for the next trailer for Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment, because that's the next thing. That's the next one I really want to do an analysis for.
I think it's going to be really good. I'm excited for that game. Excited for Donkey Kong. We got a lot of good stuff on the horizons with Nintendo. So.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everybody at home. And maybe you picked up some tips from this too. Leave a comment down below if you did. And if you didn't and you think I'm missing out on something, also let me know, because I need all the help I can get. But that's it for now. So thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye. Mwah. Deku, deku, deku. Da-na-na-na-na-na. 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 Dun 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 dun.